I've been involved in lots of things, but to see girls and boys enjoying a rugby club, that's what we're here for. Well, David and I were on a trip to France actually, and we were just discussing the various ways in which sport are organised in different areas, in different regions, different countries. In England, for instance, where sport tends to depend on individual clubs, there doesn't seem to be any sort of coordination between, schools, colleges of further education and rugby clubs. So this was really the concept of it, and we discussed, and David said, well, wouldn't it be great if we could put something together on the Fylde coast?
I think the vision's really important, because in any organisation, I think you've got to have a vision that everybody understands and buys into, and it's got to be realistic. And it was basically to improve access to rugby union in Blackpool, Fylde and Wyre by offering community pathways for participation of the sport of rugby, regardless of age, sex, background, and built around rugby's core values of teamwork, enjoyment, respect, discipline and sportsmanship. So that, to this day, is still our vision.
We deliver all the programmes across Blackpool, Fylde and Wyre, working with partner clubs but partner councils and organisations. We deliver Rugrats Rugby, which is ages 3 to 5, all the way through to walking rugby, where we've had our oldest participant over 80. And we have wheelchair rugby. We do a lot with the special educational needs and disability schools. And we have a whole range of primary school and secondary school programmes.
So the foundation has really helped to increase the presence of rugby in the Garsing area by getting into the primary schools and to the high school. It's fantastic to see the difference in kids once they've joined the rugby, to see their confidence grow and to see them work as a team.
I set a target this year that I wanted to get back to over 200 players since pre-COVID, and we've actually reached that and gone above it. And I think a lot of that has come from the work that's been done, especially with the younger and junior teams. You've given us a bit of a spur that if you're willing to go out there and do some work, we found some of the coaches have also wanted to get more involved, and when the numbers come in, they're not going over too many players, they're actually embracing it, so thank you really for doing all the work and actually supporting us, because I feel like we've not had that for so long.
I was isolated, I'm on my own, I don't know anybody. I've gone from that to knowing, people with Thornton, at Garstang. I even go and do a bit down at Preston Grasshoppers and play down there because of walking rugby. So the community and the mental element is huge.
The Rugby Pathway programme was sponsored by Porsche Centre Preston this year, which provided 15 children the opportunity to join a rugby club, which give them access to kit so they feel more involved with the team, transport to get there, and also a full year's membership. This supported underprivileged children and families to access rugby, which the foundation is all about, creating rugby for all. So the Mentoring and Rugby programme is such an impactful programme that we've set up. We piloted it last year in 3 state secondary schools across Fylde, and now we are engaging 9 out of the 12 secondary schools across the Fylde coast. So we take between 3 and 6 pupils targeted by the schools that are at risk of antisocial behaviour or are truancy from school or lessons. We work on workshops such as life skills, we do benefits of physical exercise, we have nutrition workshops, financial literacy. We're really focusing on mentoring them through their life's journey.
It's given me access to really good role models, people who can work with children who not necessarily empathise, but they're understanding, they're professionals. It's the quality that's really impressed us. So it's meant that I can engage and bring children back into education through the mentoring programme.
Yeah, so the Rugby Reading Champions programme was initially set up in partnership with the Natural Literacy Trust. We go in working in a workshop environment to find that enjoyment with reading, and we use rugby and sport as a tool to utilise this.
I've been very fortunate to actually attend a couple of sessions myself. The reading sessions particularly were impressive. They were enthusiastic about reading. We spoke to the teachers afterwards, who all stated that the big improvements in their reading ability and their behaviour, I think, really.
A primary school in Blackpool recorded a full year's reading age improvement over the 10 weeks, which is fantastic.
Every primary school we go into, we have certificates that we try and give out at the end of every session that praises the children, but then also offers them to come down to our camps and enjoy rugby even more. If they're enjoying it in the sessions at school, then why not go and enjoy it even more through the holidays?
In addition to all the other partner mini junior rugby clubs we work with, we're heavily connected with Fylde Rugby Club. We also deliver our tag rugby festivals at Fylde Rugby Club, including our primary school based tag rugby festivals, and we also deliver moderate learning disability and severe learning disability tag rugby festivals.
The foundation's had an enormous impact. Most of the girls come via the foundation. Obviously they're going into lots of local primary and secondary schools, which is amazing, but they also run rugby camps in all the holidays, which are very popular with the girls as well as the boys, and every so often they'll put on a rugby festival for girls specifically.
My favourite things about coming to camp are meeting new people and being able to enjoy the time that I spend here with them. It's inspired me to be the person I am today and how it's helped me through hard times.
The camps that they do for us down here are brilliant. We're getting kids into rugby as young as 3, and we're seeing that kind of development in our kids into our seniors now. Sadly, you may have heard of Thumbs Up for Charlie. I lost my son to a brain tumour, and if it wasn't for the rugby community who got round me, you know, I don't know how I'd carry on functioning today. But the rugby family, for me, it's a lot more than a sport. It's the community, it's the people down there, it's the volunteers.
The work that we're delivering in rugby clubs include coach support. We also offer support with pathways into mini junior age groups, but also a range of other programmes like our Walk in Rugby.
With our foundation and being connected with other rugby clubs in the Fylde area, that's brought people together and started people talking who weren't necessarily talking and helping each other out before. So our foundation has regular cluster meetings with other rugby clubs in the Fylde area where we share ideas and what's gone well and what might be improved.
We're hoping over the next 2 or 3 years to get into all 18 state secondary schools in Fylde, Wyre and Blackpool and be able to offer Curriculum Plus and also the mentoring programme in all state secondary schools. We actually have an ambition to be in all 101 primary schools in Blackpool, Fylde and Wyre within 2 years, either offering conventional after schools rugby or the brilliant rugby and reading programme that we've got. So those are really our main objectives for the next few years.
And I just think that by putting something into this foundation, that there'll be so many children who will appreciate the game of rugby, where you've got to learn that you're part of a team, you've got to be a good mixer, you've got to accept defeat and victory with the same humility. And I just think the values in life, a lot of them are shown on the rugby field. I just think it's one of the best things I've been involved in rugby.